when people look at the product, they cannot find a comparison. But remember, always remind you or whoever I talk with about something, when Cytonn does something, we want it to stand up to global standards. We don't have to settle for third world or mediocre. We are just as brilliant as anybody else in the world. We just have lower expectations. We just have lower standards.
We do.
We always try to make sure we put our standards up there.
Hi, it's a cold day in Nairobi, but I'm probably a little too excited, and I'll try to bring, myself a few octaves lower, because I had caught feelings about not necessarily coming to the Alma, for the handover of phase 2. And obviously I made my usual noise, and they told me, okay, calm down, get a mask and come. And obviously the only person I wanted to speak to was the CEO of Cytonn, which is Edwin Dande. And I came in, got a little lost, ended up in a place that looked nothing like what I had seen the first time I was here or the second time. You see, there is a development, there's construction, there's been invited when units are completed, there's talking to people who've actually bought, and that's nice. But it's actually seeing these things, Edwin. For me, that told me, okay, I can finally say congratulations, because I didn't even tweet it, you noticed. I saw curtains in the windows. I saw toys on windowsills. I saw laundry hanging. I saw sneakers that have been put on the window ledge. You know that those are called Kenyan signs of life. Yeah, when you wash sneakers, lazima zikauke. I saw full parking. And you see, here's the thing. COVID is a blessing, because I could have come here on any other day. If people are at work the normal way, there have been 3 cars down here. Yeah, I had to find parking, because now I'm parking in people's spaces. Okay, the people who live at the Alma are very compliant, wako home. And today is a Thursday. And then as I drove round, I saw this mini laundromat. And I was like, okay, Edwin Dande, go you, go you. So I was coming here to hear, well, we handed over phase 2. But that is a done story. I wasn't here on the day. What else am I missing in my excitement? And congratulations once again.
Thanks a lot, Caroline. What are you missing? So phase 1 is now a community. I think you are missing 2 things. One, the actual journey. Because remember, it used to be homesteads, 14 different pieces of land. So we started by getting these pieces of land and amalgamating into 5 acres. So it's been a long journey. That has taken almost 4 years to do the amalgamation, do the designs, do the development, then deliver phase 1 and turn it into a community.
Into a community.
The sense
people, I can hear children. Yes.
Yeah, the sense of fulfillment. And you've seen it. You asked what are you missing? I've talked about the journey. You're also seeing it now. If you come here at about 5 p.m. now, when you see the children are out, when they are
with
playing,
their bikes,
and when they go to the elevated gardens, that was an idea, but you see it happening when you walk the hallways, and you see these were apartments being sold. But if somebody leaves their curtain open, you see that they are cooking. It's a family. So that sense of, wow, we've given them what we promised, and it is 98% occupied. A normal apartment is usually 80% occupied. This is 98% occupied. So having delivered phase 1, and there's no argument that it's working, the residents are happy.
Kuna watu hapa. Yes, I ran into them, and I almost went also into the wrong apartment because this is a show house. But however, you said something that literally triggered a little moment for me there. Anybody can give you an apartment, a place to live. You need walls, roof, running water taps, places to put your bed and furniture. You said a comprehensive lifestyle. And I'm sorry for being so shady, but I'm still blown away by that laundromat. How does it work?
No, when we say, and I'll be a little bit immodest, it's not just a comprehensive lifestyle.
Okay.
This is the most comprehensive lifestyle development in Nairobi today. When you've seen phase 1, we delivered phase 2, but when you look at the actual vision, the full vision, when we are done, I told you we'll spend about 10 minutes so that you see the vision. When you get in, there's a commercial shop. So that means your convenience shopping, your bread and milk, you don't have to leave the development.
So if you drive in, and you've come from work and you don't want to leave again because that's always very hard. And then you're told, lakini madam, unajua maziwa imeisha. You don't have to drive out again.
You don't have to
There's
drive.
A convenience store in here.
There's a convenience store right at the entrance. There's going to be a barber shop. There's small things that you need. You'll never have to leave your development. Then the second floor is going to be a gym and aerobic studio. Again, we'll rent it out, fully operated by outsiders.
So somebody can be, yes, of course.
But if you want to go to the gym, and not these small gyms it's the fully operational gym with a trainer.
He's talking badly about where I live.
Then a daycare center. Already in phase 1, I think we have over 70 kids. Now, different ages.
Yes.
But now imagine once we have all the 500 units. So in terms of dropping your kid to the daycare. It's 500
units.
Yeah, 500 units.
Wow.
So you have a place you can drop your kids if you want to drop them at a daycare center, so you don't have to do a long trip. We have
do you have a play area for the children? So there's the daycare center, and I understand what that is. Play area, children need it.
A whole big area, I'll show it to you. A whole recreational platform with a children's pool, heated children's pool. We also have a heated adults pool. We have a restaurant, and we have a clubhouse where you can go.
Hold on. If you live at the Alma, comment on this video if this is, what you bought into and what you're getting, because I can only believe so much.
You will see it even before you leave.
Yeah. I'm always running. I've got 300 appointments. So you've got heated pools.
Yeah, I have heated pools.
Okay, so here's the thing I need to know. When the plan was presented to you as CEO, did you look at it and say, we will never? Or did you look at it and say, I hope we do?
We looked at it, of course I looked at it as CEO, but we always work as a team. We looked at it and said, yeah, this is going to put a development that doesn't exist. People will think we are a little crazy because Ruaka, people think of Ruaka.
To be honest, because other people will actually jua. No, I remember seeing the initial renders and billboards. I was like, never. I know developers, I know the stories they tell.
Yeah, we ran the numbers and we said, okay, for the same rent, if we do such a large-scale development, 5 billion shillings, for the same rent people are paying, we can deliver for them a better product and also make a profit. Because if you look at the reason why the occupancy is really high, we don't even have to look for tenants. They're just crossing from the neighborhood and saying, if I can pay the same amount,
I'm going to live in a better place.
I'm going to live in a better place.
I was being told that if you have a unit here and you bought it for purely investment purposes, it doesn't take you more than 2 to 3 weeks to actually get a tenant.
Yeah, 2 to 3 weeks and you get it.
And the place is 98% occupied.
Absolutely.
And then I open my big mouth and this goes on my platform and that's it. Kumeja. Oh, wow. I don't want to ask you too many questions because I want to talk to somebody else other than you. You and I talk too often. From groundbreaking, because remember, I've been on this journey with you only a year something, okay? From groundbreaking to where we are today, how long?
Groundbreaking to here now, it is 4 years.
To deliver 500 units, but not to deliver concrete and mortar, to deliver a lifestyle.
To deliver a comprehensive lifestyle.
Okay, sorry. I have to just a comprehensive lifestyle.
Yeah, because if you really look at it, majority of Kenyans get what I would call basic accommodation.
Yes, they get concrete and mortar.
You walk in, you sleep, you live, you go to work. Now, every human being wants an aspirational lifestyle.
Is that somebody crying or is that a cockerel? Because I'd like to believe that nobody's keeping animals here. And you should keep that in the video. Keep going.
Remember, these were homesteads.
They were.
So they are still homesteads.
Oh, at the back.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. It's a comprehensive lifestyle. 5 years, 500 units.
Yeah. And what we are promising people, you will go to a place where you will never have a water shortage. Nobody at this place has ever run out of water because you have council water and we also have our own boreholes.
Okay.
And we have, I think, 3 million liter storage tank underground. And then we have the big storage tank. So we just made sure that water is a problem. Let's make sure these people never have any water problem. When it's done, you will never know a blackout. We are going to have backup power. So when power goes off, the generator kicks in automatically. We'll make sure that in terms of your laundry, we have a laundromat cafe there. Anytime they can pick your clothes.
That works really well, by the way, especially for single people. Because remember, my favorite apartment still remains, it's a one-bedroom. It still remains one, it still remains, yes. Like. And that, you know, for people like that, is like, no, send the laundry, I can cook for myself. This is just brilliant. That's brilliant.
Elevated playgrounds so that kids don't have to interact with cars as they play. Rooftop terraces where you can go spend time, you want a chama. So we're just trying to make sure that when people look at the product, they cannot find a comparison. But remember, always remind you or whoever I talk with about something, when Cytonn does something, we want it to stand up to global standards. We don't have to settle for third world or mediocre. We're just as brilliant as anybody else in the world. We just have lower expectations. We just have lower standards.
We do.
Always try to make sure we put our standards up there. The last thing you asked, what are you missing, is how the project came together. It's a 5 billion shilling development. The people who put it together didn't have money. You know, people assume you must have the money yourself.
Well, that's what banks are there for.
Yeah, to do it. But banks also can't lend you fully, right?
No.
So you have to have a certain, if you're going to do 5 billion, a bank would want you to put in at least 20%. So you need to have $1 billion. We don't look like we have $1 billion. So for the 5 billion, we had to come up with innovative ways of financing this product. So you go to somebody and say, if you have 100,000 shillings, lend it to me. I will pay you the same 18%. I would pay a bank to borrow. That's how we've borrowed the vast majority of capital for this particular. It's ordinary Kenyans with 100,000, 200,000. Of the 5 billion, I would say 100 million came from regulated capital markets funding. 650 million came from bank financing. The balance, 4.2 billion, has come from ordinary Kenyans, giving us 100,000. We pay them anywhere between 14 to 18%. And that's how we've been able to put up this development. So if you want to deliver... that
includes me, because I did invest.
Absolutely. So it might be 0.001%, but you are an investor here.
You didn't have to do that part. I was feeling really good about myself. Okay, Edwin, so I will say this again. Congratulations, not for a finished product, but for livelihoods. I mean, and I'll finish as I started, that, you know, driving in and seeing cars parked and seeing, you know, sneakers on windowsills and laundry and curtains and toys and listening to children, you know, I'm like, okay, I didn't back the wrong horse. When I started this journey with you, okay, so here's the thing. You must remember, for me coming in the first time, I was like, man, you know, it's a construction site. I was going over pebbles, rocks. The Mujengo guys were like, "Kukosawa, madam," because I'm going through. Today I walked in and I got into an elevator.
Delivering to progress.
But you never told me there were elevators. Actually, we didn't talk about that part of the building because we always talked about the unit.
Yeah. 10 floors, elevator automatically counts. Those elevators are now, those are basics.
They should be basic.
The structure. What you have to do is, how do you add features that give people the feel that, look, I stay in a different place.
Yes. Yeah. Well done.
Thank you.
And in COVID, well done.
Thank you.